Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Carter James Ranch. I'm Robbie. Sunday afternoon on a rainy weekend here in Paola, Kansas. So, actually, I say rainy and real windy. We had some crazy wind that brought down some trees. I spent a good part of yesterday cutting some trees off of this fence line over here. So, luckily, nothing got damaged too bad, but always concerned when you got high winds. We probably had about 60 to 70 mile an hour winds. Lots of tornadoes down in Texas and Oklahoma and Nebraska. Thankfully, we didn't have anything too crazy. But today we're running around solving problems, dealing with stuff. It's not fun to have problems, but I guess one thing I've realized in life, the level of success you want to have is a direct proportion to the size of the problems that you address or solve. So we're going to run down here and take a look at a calf that we found out was had a case of the scours. So to treat our calves that are scouring, we have to give them 2 sustained 3 boluses, and we do that because we don't need to treat them then for 3 days. So hopefully we can get the medicine into them and then not have to catch them the next day or anything like that. So let's go see if we can find her real quick. So I said rainy. I wasn't even joking. We got about 3.5 inches of rain last night, which is just that's a lot of rain, which we needed it. So thankful for it, but it just causes wet, soggy pastures. So we moved the herd this morning. Now we're out here looking for little number 40. She's actually one of the few heifers that we've had. So one of the few heifers we had, we actually had to get another calf up into the corral this morning. I'll show you that calf here in a minute. It was actually born earlier this morning. Okay, here's 40M. One thing I wanted to check on them, I always get little, I guess, nervous just whenever you give them these calves, these boluses. You want to make sure you drop it right down in their rumen, and so you flush it down the left side of their throat. And I go down there pretty far just so there's no chance of it getting lodged in their throat. And so I always like to follow up and check on them, make sure they're doing okay. I always get concerned to make sure I'm not going to put it in their lungs or anything like that. So earlier today, she had a bunch of white on her backside and on her legs. Now we've been having some rain on and off. So you can see here on 759J, she's all wet. So the rain's obviously washed off her white scour. So good, that's a great thing that she's doing well. So let's run back up to the corral and I will show you our newest calf that was born earlier today. It was a heck of a morning to be born. Lots of rain yesterday, lots of rain overnight, not cold, which is great, which is typical for this time of year here at the end of April. But this calf is a little bull calf born to a heifer, and if you follow the channel, we lost a South Pole heifer about a month ago. Well, maybe it was 3 weeks ago. I kind of lose track of time. Wasn't sure if that calf had actually got its colostrum and it sucked, and I don't think the mom was producing very much milk, and so they kind of came down with bloody stool, and we ended up losing it. And so wasn't sure if this mom had let the calf nurse. And so after that experience, I wasn't messing around. So we got her up in the corral, up into the chute, and made sure that he got on and sucked and got his colostrum. Not sure, to be honest with you, if she's going to accept the calf. She was kicking at it a lot, and I'm just not sure. It's a little bit kind of a scrawny calf, so I just want to make sure that we don't run into problems and we don't lose this one because of lack of colostrum. So anyhow, we're going to do everything we can to see if she'll accept it, and if by later today she doesn't have her act together, I guess it'll become a bottle calf. So that's what we got to do. Just because I'm driving by on the way back up to the chute, figured I'd give you a look at the sheep. We got lots of lambs laying with their moms. Look at these couple right here. Look, that's actually a ram in the back. Look how much of a hair coat he's losing. They are all starting to lose their winter thick hair coats. You think back to the winter time, you really don't got to worry about these sheep being cold. They have such thick coats on. There's Mac being real good boy. He's an unbelievable dog. He's very compliant, more friendly than Coda to humans anyway, but really actually doesn't like him when I move him away from the sheep. So I think he's going to be a great guard dog. Let's check out this bull calf. All right, so here's our makeshift corral here at the home place where the Wagyu are, and here's our little calf right here. So he's resting. That's 807. There's his mom, 807J. We're actually weaning the fall calves off right now. I really don't like doing this kind of fence line weaning, but we're taking these guys in tomorrow to get their black leg vaccinations and their respiratory vaccinations. So yeah, he seems to be doing better. I always hate having him penned up in here just because of all the mud and some of the manure, but we're going to get some hay spread down here. She's talking to him. He just seems a little weak to me, and so we've actually got her in the chute twice already to make sure that he's nursing and getting enough, getting something. But it does make me kind of concerned if he, because he seems pretty weak, and let's watch. He's going to try to get up. Seems like for being, at least 8 or 9 hours old, he should have been able to get up a little easier than that. So she just got up. She's kind of talking to him. I have not seen him nurse on his own yet. She's kind of kicked at him. Okay, so let's see here. He's kind of, these Wagyu have real long, scrawny legs, but he just seems like he has a harder time walking than any other calves that we've had historically. See, he got a little excited. That kind of looked like really awkwardness to me, and I'll be honest with you, he's really awkward. He couldn't figure out how to nurse, couldn't figure out where it was. So that's why we got her in the chute. But this would make my morning if I saw him latch on. I don't know if you can see on the camera his left. He's knuckled over right now. Come on, get that straight, dude. There he goes. See, I think she's trying to call to him to nurse, and I just don't know. He seems kind of like he just can't get it right. Can't get it right. That might be his little name. So he's got like little hops, like little calf hops, but he's real scrawny. So that's kind of not great, but I was hoping that she'd call to him and he'd come up and nurse. So anyhow, that's what we're dealing with today. So if I can see him nurse on his own, that'd be great. We'll probably get her back in the chute again here in about an hour and make sure that he can nurse again. But it seems like most calves, when their moms call to them, they run over and latch on and start nursing. But he seems like he's not really with the program yet. So that's what we're dealing with today on the cattle front. But I was going to head inside here a little bit, and I want to show you what else I've been working on with regard to using Google Earth and technology to look at paddock sizes and rotations. This actually does make me feel real good, the fact that he's jumping around and has some energy, because all morning he's been real lethargic. But I guess I shouldn't say lethargic, just real awkward. His legs are just kind of wobbly. So let's head on inside and take a look at some technology. All right, so we're looking at Google Earth, a satellite image of this pasture. And what I've been trying to do is trying to figure out my grazing rotations, how I'm going to utilize the water sources, how big a paddocks am I going to make, how many reels will I need, and how to best utilize that. So I did actually print out pictures of it, and I was going back to high school math and calculating based off of this grid. And I asked my wife to check my math, and she's a high school math teacher. And she says, "Oh yeah, I'll check it." And then she says, "There's an easier and quicker way to do this on Google Earth." So, folks, it's good that you be able to know how to use math in the real world. It's also good how to to know how to use technology for these tools. So I want to show you what I'm doing here. So this is a fence line. You see my cursor, fence line runs over. Here's a fence line that goes down. Really slick how you can do this. You click on this little squiggly deal right up top here, and you start picking where you're going to put your paddock. So sorry if it gets a little shaky here. So you can put as many points in there as you want. Go to this fence line. I'll go up to the corner, and let's just see what this comes up with. So this shows that my perimeter up here, it gives you a summary. The perimeter of that is 2,661 feet, and it's showing that it's 8.39 acres in there. Now, one other thing you can do that's pretty neat is if you wanted to adjust it at any one of these points, you can kind of drag it, and it changes your perimeter and your acreage. So you can really play around with that, and then it gives you the ability to save it down, label it. So let's say I wanted to save that paddock down. I'd save it, I can label it. I'm just going to close it though for right now. And then let's say that I want to do another one, and we're going to graze down south here. Okay, so we're going to graze. We'll start from here. We'd rope off the pond. Okay, so this is good. And we'll come all the way down here. Head over this fence line. We'll head up. Then you always need to close off your circle here, or your shape. So there we go. 2603 as far as footage, and 7.81 acres up there in the right hand corner. So just a cool feature to be able to do that. Now, the other neat thing is if I want to put pins on this, so I can come up here, I click this button right here, and this is going to allow me, oh, I didn't save that down. Oh, shoot. But what this allows me to do is, you're saying, okay, this is great that you draw it, but then when you go out in the real field, how are you going to figure that out? Well, once I have my design up here, I can go actually put a marker on the corners of that paddock, and it's actually going to give me, I can save it and label it down. It's actually going to give me the GPS coordinates, so I can link that to my phone when I'm out there and find the exact corners of that paddock. So I'm sure there's other softwares that'll do this for you, but I just found this on Google Earth. It's a real quick and easy way to get a different perspective on your paddocks, and you can play around with it with changing them around in a much shorter amount of time than actually going out and spending a bunch of time walking land. So if you can get a excuse me, if you can get a good plan and then go out and walk the land, I think it'll really put you a lot further along in what you're trying to accomplish. So appreciate you watching. Hope this is helpful for you, and we'll catch you in the next video. Have a great day.